Tornadoes caused widespread damage across northern Mississippi and Alabama. Cities and towns across the mid and deep south are preparing for more severe weather. Randy Smith is fire chief of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, which was hit by a massive tornado in April of 2011.
We're just kind of monitoring the situation. If things change later during the day, we will bring in additional crews.
Tesla recalling 475,000 Model 3 and Model S cars. Traffic safety officials say new camera and trunk increase risk of crash. This is CBS.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
It only happens once a year, and guess what? Once a year is today. From now till 3 p.m. Friday, it's Wall Files, end of the year pre-inventory sale. Everything is on sale in Saginaw at 5818 State Street. All hardware, 30% off. Wall Files is famous for Weber grills. Save on a limited selection of all in-stock grills. Get end of the year pricing on Bosch plows, Snow X salt spreaders. But remember, when they're gone, they're gone. Get special savings on all Honda generators at year-end discount. Steel chainsaws and weed trimmers. Cub Cadet, Ariens, and Honda snowblowers are on sale too. Great savings on zero-turn riding mowers by Gravely and Cub Cadet. Get huge savings on select lawn and yard tractors from Cub Cadet. Don't put it off. Selection is great, but when these sale items are gone, they're gone. This is the sale everyone waits for. Get to Wall Files, 5818 State Street, Saginaw. Sale positively ends at 3 p.m. Friday.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been... Believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code RACE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to first fill up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code RACE for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code RACE.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 27 degrees at 9:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Traffic note to pass along to you on the southbound lanes of just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge near mile marker 151. A vehicle is in a ditch. There are emergency personnel on the scene to try to retrieve the vehicle. All lanes are covered in ice, according to a listener. So if you are in the area, please slow down for the emergency responders and the ice. A huge jump in the number of coronavirus cases in Michigan over the past couple days. The state health department says there were nearly 26,000 confirmed cases. The daily average is around 13,000 and is a new record high, beating the previous record of about 9,700 more than a year ago. Since March 2020, when the pandemic started, Michigan has 5 million cases. Last week, state health officials say they were expecting higher case numbers over the next 4 to 6 weeks, mainly due to holiday gatherings. There were also 338 deaths reported on Wednesday. Along with the higher case numbers, hospitalizations have also increased slightly over the past 2 days. Health leaders say more younger people are going to the hospital for treatment of the virus. It's another college campus in Michigan requiring students and staff to get a booster shot. Here's Jim Matthews with this report.
It's Central Michigan University in Mount Pleasant, joining the University of Michigan, Michigan State University, and Wayne State University in issuing COVID booster requirements leading into officials say all students and staff on campus have to get their booster by January 17th to be considered fully vaccinated. Students, staff, and faculty who do not receive a booster vaccine will have to get tested weekly for the COVID virus. This all comes as COVID-19 continues a fast spread around the state, being driven by the new and more contagious variant Omicron. State health officials say the Delta variant is still abundant in Michigan and getting around quickly as well. Jim Matthews, Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time 9:07.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier and empower your retirement. They talk about how a well thought out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. People affected by the Flint water crisis can begin filing claims for the settlement agreement starting next year. The agreement totals $626 million funded by the state, the city of Flint, McLaren Hospitals, and Rowe Professional Services. Individual claims can be filed from January 12th to May 12th, 2022. A virtual town hall meeting will be held January 6th at 6 p.m. to explain the claims process. Registration for the event is this.com. A helpline is also available for residents at 1-800-493-1754. Could drones soon be moving parts from auto plant to auto plant? Here's Jeff Gilbert with this.
That's part of an experiment now being done by the Detroit Region Aerotropolis Corporation. Their executive director, Chris Girdwood, says drones can be flown over rail lines as not to impact people on the ground, and they could easily carry auto parts.
So take a car off the road, open up a 200 to 300 foot skyway, and fly that part.
It's all in the testing stage now, but we could actually see drones moving parts by mid-decade.
Snowmobilers are anxious to hit the trails with more snow in the forecast for early January in northern Michigan. There are nearly 6,500 designated snowmobile trails in Michigan, and DNR officers say they will be out patrolling, focusing on safety. A few of their biggest concerns are of ice on the lakes and trespassing. They also stress that riders should not drink and drive. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. Mostly cloudy for today. Highs will top out near 35 degrees. Winds east around 5 miles per hour. Tonight it remains mostly cloudy. Lows drop to 28 early, then rise back up into the 30s by Friday morning. Winds turn to the south around 5 miles per hour. Friday still mostly cloudy. Highs make it into the lower 40s. Winds south-southwest around 5 miles per hour. And then Friday night, mainly cloudy, chance for rain and snow developing after midnight, and lows head down to the upper 20s to lower 30s. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Right now it's 26.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome to the final edition of the Art Lewis Show for 2021. Tomorrow there'll be special programming from 9 to noon, so we will not be here. So today is our year-ender, if you will. And we are broadcasting from our Saginaw Spirit home studio. And we want to thank the sponsorship of the show, Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. For all of your residential and commercial real estate needs, give Linda a call at 989-295-7713. Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. Also, Pinnacle Realty is located at the Point M46 and M47 in Saginaw. It's the former ISD building. And inside there, you will find Cafe 476 with their delicious soups and food and all kinds of wonderful beverages for you. So stop in, grab yourself a beverage, have a bowl of soup on this cold, cold winter day, and enjoy life. So what are we going to do for our year ender? Well, it is going to be open for the entire show from now till 11:30. We'll carry it right through Focus this morning. And I thought we'd take a look back at some of the top stories of 2021 and then talk about 2022 and what we expect from various camps. And you are welcome to chime in at any time. What do you think the big story? What was the biggest story for you in 2021? Biggest story of 2021. And what will 2022 be like? What is the future? Is it looking brighter? I can remember vividly back in 2020 sitting here and saying, well, 2021 is going to be better than 2020 because we had all the lockdowns and COVID should go away and all that stuff. And here we are in 2021, still talking about COVID, vaccines, lockdowns, masks, you name it. And so for me, before I go over this list of stories that I have here, for me, the biggest story of 2021 was the continuation of the COVID pandemic and its mutations, and then how we dealt with it. So I think we'll have time to go over that throughout the morning. But I have a list of the big stories. This is, let's see, this one is CBS, I believe. Yep. And this is their top news stories of 2021 by the month, which is interesting. So in January of 2021, what was the biggest story? Well, I think without question, the biggest story was the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And that, of course, set the tone for the whole year because obviously the Biden administration moved to implement their own agenda, very different from the previous administration. So 2021, the inauguration was the big story. Prior to the inauguration, of course, was the riot at the Capitol. And that shared, I think, with the inauguration. Those were the two big stories of that month, without a doubt. February, and this, now we go, remember I mentioned, President moved to inaugurate, to initiate his agenda, as every president does. They're president, that's their responsibility. In February, the United States formally rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement, an international treaty aimed at limiting global warming. That was a high priority for Joe Biden, and he did it. Now we move to March, and this is what CBS thought was the biggest story in March because of its impact on the Suez Canal. And that was the container ship Ever Given running aground in the Suez Canal, holding up billions of dollars in trade. And it took 6 days to free the ship. And that was what their big story was in March. April, the Minneapolis jury found former police officer Derek Chauvin guilty of murdering George Floyd a year earlier. And the country was fixated on that trial, very much like you remember way back when the O.J. Simpson trial had the country absolutely mesmerized. The Chauvin trial was along those same lines, but a different outcome. In May, the successful splashdown of the first operational space flight by a private company, Elon Musk's SpaceX. And the SpaceX Crew Dragon astronauts arrived home with a pre-dawn splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico. And then, of course, after that, throughout the year, there were other launches. In June, the partial collapse of a 12-story condominium in Surfside, Florida, killing 98 residents. How soon we forget. That was tragic. And that story went on for a number of days. In July, the 32nd Summer Olympics Games in Tokyo, a year after being postponed because of the pandemic. The U.S. topped the medal count with 113. But the big story of those games was who didn't participate. And that, of course, was the withdrawal for most events of Simone Biles, who did come back and did win a bronze medal. August saw the withdrawal of American troops from Afghanistan after a 2-decade war that took the lives of 2,400 U.S. service personnel, although it was certainly not a smooth withdrawal, to say the least. September, the implementation of the Texas Heartbeat Act, which bans abortions after roughly 6 weeks. The Supreme Court has declined to block the law, saying it's a question for the lower courts. In October, the welcome news of the World Health Organization had endorsed the world's first vaccine against malaria. In November, the Atlanta Braves won their 4th World Series, defeating the Houston Astros 4-2. And finally, in the month of December, tornadoes ripped through the South and Midwest, killing at least 91 people. So that's a month-by-month list. Let's go to our phones. Rachel is waiting for us in Bay City. Rachel, good morning. Rachel, are you there? Hello, Rachel. Has anyone seen Rachel? Is anybody in the studio? Hello, guys. Okay. Up. Don't know what. Don't know if Rachel's there. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. We're going to take a break. Come back. We'll get to Scott and Saginaw. When we return here on WSGW, we'll be right back.
Hi, Eric Crane here with Crane's L&M Appliance Center. Save now with in-stock items that you can take home today. With multiple types of financing available, including 0% and no credit check, you can get that appliance you need now. Don't miss out on great deals with new LG, GE, and Speed Queen. We also have scratch and dent and rebuild appliances, something for every budget. Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road, where we want to earn your business.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Freeland Sports Zone. You can get half off of your 1-year adult membership. It's going to $42. You can also get half off of a 1-year family membership. You are getting it for $252. The family membership includes parents and children 22 and under that live in the same household. These deals are also for new members only. Snag your deal to Freeland Sports Zone right now at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
In their final home game of 2021, your Saginaw Spirit are back in action this week at the Dow. Thursday night, 7:05, as they take on Western Conference rivals, the Sioux Greyhounds, for exciting OHL action. Great seats are available. Get your tickets to see the Spirit take on the Sioux Greyhounds at 497-7747 or go to SaginawSpirit.com. You can also get tickets at the Saginaw Spirit Store on State Street in Saginaw. Game on.
All right, listen up, people. Sean Avery here. If you enjoy alcohol, chances are at some point you've been hungover, torn up in the Hurt Locker. Well, here's a little secret. Goodies hangover powder relieves pain fast, helps wake you up, and it tastes good. I'm not kidding around. You got a case of ginfluenza, bourbonitis? No problem. Get Goodies hangover powder. Real medicine for real hangovers.
Goodies hangover, aspirin and caffeine in powder form. Place on tongue and take with water. Hangovers.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There was a surprise improvement in the number of people filing for unemployment benefits for the first time last week. The number of new claims declined to 198,000. Economists were looking for any signs of the impact from the recent uptick in COVID-19 infection impacting the workforce. Continuing claims, those still receiving benefits, came in at 1.7 million, also a better reading than expected. Stocks appear heading for a third year of big gains after the Dow Jones Industrial closed at records yesterday. Grocery store chain Kroger is buying back $1 billion worth of stock. The company says it reflects its confidence in the business. Kroger shares have rallied more than 40% this year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
When Natalie was diagnosed with cancer, she took control of her health. When Natalie wanted to help other people with cancer, she became a doctor. When Natalie wanted to make quality care affordable, she became a researcher. When Natalie's patients needed innovative treatment, Conquer Cancer supports researchers like Dr. Natalie McKenzie, so we can conquer every cancer for every patient everywhere. Cancer research saves lives. Learn more at conquer.org. That's conquer.org.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Want to hear how I almost got off the naughty list this year? I helped Santa save gazillions by having him download Capital One Shopping to his computer. Capital One for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. You can download it too and save a bundle. You don't even need a Capital One card, and it's free. So why didn't I get off the naughty list? Turns out Santa's a stickler for naughty words. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Michigan Wolverines football is on WSGW.
Down the sideline, touchdown, Michigan! Back to McNamara, throwing deep, he's got Johnson in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan! Pressure coming, here it comes, and it's sack time! Aiden Hutchinson! McNamara gives it to Haskins. Haskins scores! Untouched!
The magical season for the Big Ten champion Michigan Wolverines continues when the Maize and Blue battle number 3 Georgia in the college football playoff final. Tune in December 31st with coverage beginning at 6:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Medicare Choices of Saginaw, Forward Energy, Wolf Isles Ace Hardware in Saginaw, Schaefer and Beerline Ram Truck in Frankenmuth in Saginaw, and Big E Sports Grill. Michigan takes on Georgia live December 31st at 6:30 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
The Wolverines play on WSGW.
right, we're back with you, the Art Lewis Show, for this 30th day of December. Looking back and looking ahead, and Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Hey, morning, Art. One of the biggest stories to me of the year is probably what's unfolding right now. About a and the CDC director both came out and said those people that were unvaccinated and potentially sick going to work were killers. Now, a month later, the CDC director does a 180. She says, listen, even if you have a positive test after 5 days, you need to go back to work. They caused all that commotion, all that fear, forced all those people out of the workplace. Now look at now go to work sick. And then on top of it, the CDC has just came out with, they said, we thought 76% of the new cases were Omicron. We were wrong. Only 23% of them are Omicron. If anybody's listening to the CDC or sorry, you are being misled.
Well, this has been the problem all year in confusing messages from Washington. So is it any wonder why there are those people who are hesitant? Washington has to take responsibility for this mess. They have confused us from the beginning. Today it's one thing, tomorrow it's the opposite. Today it's one thing, tomorrow it's the opposite. And it's just a continuation. And I would, as we talk about the big stories of the year, and I said this up front, to me, the presence of COVID still here in 2021 and the way it was treated is probably the biggest story of the year because it was a continuation. It's ongoing and it affects so many people. But you're right. The CDC is confusing. They have done nothing but confuse.
Well, the whole thing, this whole administration, and to me, it is just the Democrat Party. They don't care about the American people.
I'm not going to go that far. I know a lot of Democrats, and I know a lot of them that care. I'm not going to let you get away with that.
The elected.
But
the ones that we're seeing in Washington, if I can give two quick examples. A few years ago, we had a situation in Benghazi where Ambassador Chris Stevens was raped and then murdered.
Yep.
The Democrats did not do a thing for that. Nobody went to prison except an American who made a video about Prophet Muhammad. To bring it up to today, we have the same scenario going on over in Afghanistan. Americans are being raped and murdered. Democrats aren't doing a dang thing about it. Right here in America, Americans are being raped and murdered. We have all this looting going on in the story.
All right.
And this administration, nothing.
All
they
right.
don't care, Art. They don't care for the people.
Well, I'm not gonna agree with that because most people, including Democrats, are very caring individuals. Their philosophical outlook is different than yours and mine, but I just you can't take an entire political party and slander them as people that don't care because they are humans. They do care. They just look at it differently than you and me. That's all. Hey, listen, Scott, I got to run, but have yourself a happy new year. Talk to you next year. All right. Errol is in Saginaw. Errol, good morning.
Good morning. I hope you had a nice Christmas.
I did. Hope you did too.
Good. I'm glad. I thought I was listening to Hamity there for a minute. I'm not going to say any more about that, but I've got the shots and I wear a mask, and anyone else. I am not sorry for anyone that won't do what they're supposed to do. I don't care what they say. But anyways, you were talking yesterday about the driverless automatic trucks that they're trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tractor trailer.
When you get a couple of minutes, look at what they're doing in Australia. They got those tractor trailers that are triple trailers, and they're driverless, and they drive all the way across that country. They're driverless. They've been doing it for 3-4 years.
I'll take a look. I'll have to take a look, see what kind of system they use.
Yeah, and they got some big country to cross. One last thing. You're going to get a late Christmas present. It'll be here right after New Year's. It's coming out of the Arctic Circle, the change in the weather vortex. So Canada's going to send you a New Year's present, sir.
Yeah.
So,
I know. I've seen the map.
So you better dig out your in your case, short johns, and be prepared.
Yeah, I am. I went out and started
Yeah,
the tractor
enjoy
the
it.
other day to make sure it's working.
Yeah, I know. Have a nice day, Art.
All right, Earl.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And I think Rachel is back with us in Bay City. Rachel, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Hey, I'm not sure what happened there. Sorry about that, but sorry to waste time.
That's right.
I would say that the most important topic of 2021, story-wise, is the massive, all-encompassing, far-reaching tentacles of mainstream media and big tech censoring and removing information from people, from us to be able to digest. Every COVID information, border information, just everything. This administration being incompetent and forcing Marxist policies. I mean, just everything. It's disturbing. It is scary. It's a power grab, money grab, gun grab, everything. Like, everything about what has happened this entire year is very disturbing. And if this pendulum does not swing the other way, I mean, it's over, man. Like, this is crazy. Crazy.
Well,
Crazy. The
history
censorship-
shows us the pendulum does swing.
I know it does. And I am hopeful every single second that it will go the other way. That this is so disturbing. I can't even stand it.
But I would agree that the media has become a big story when the media should be reporting stories instead of becoming the story.
It is absolutely grotesque. It is insane. It's madness. All right. Thank you.
Great. Have a happy New Year. Bye-bye, Rachel.
You too. Happy New Year, Art.
Bye-bye. All right, lines are open for you, 989-752-6111, toll free 866-790-WSGW. One of the things that I think also is a big story is how further divided we have become as a nation. And you can hear the passion on both sides. And it's widening. It's not narrowing. I don't see that gap coming together anytime soon. We're going to have to take a break. And then when we come back, we'll get to Al and Carol, and we will do all of that right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
The best garage doors, service and more. Call the Delta Door Doctor. He knows doors. Residential, commercial, we've got them in store. That's the Delta Door Doctor. He knows doors. We've got the selection and we've got the price. And the Delta Door team really treats you right.
The Smith family and staff at Delta Door wishes you and your family a happy new year. This is the perfect season to appreciate all the good things we are graced with. And your trust in your business has truly been a blessing. Delta Door Sales has been installing garage doors and openers for 3 generations. May you be safe and secure this holiday season and enjoy your family and friends too. Happy New Year from the Door Doc.
Best garage doors, service and more. Call the Delta Door Doctor. Delta Door.
Delta Door, 2835 Universal Drive, Saginaw. This winter, pack away your snow shovel and put the backbreaking job of digging out on ice with a Honda Snowblower from Wolfile Ace Hardware in Saginaw. When there's snow in the forecast, don't sweat it. Put the chill on winter work with high-quality, dependable machines from Honda. Quick starting engines with plenty of heavy-duty power let these snow blowers handle whatever old man winter dishes out, so you can turn mountains into molehills. And they're adjustable, so you can throw the snow where it needs to be, out of your way. Turn up the heat on snow and ice and see your way clear this winter with a rugged Honda Snowblower. Check out the complete line of Honda Snowblowers today. Think of it as driveway access insurance. See Wolfiles today during the year-end inventory. Wolfile Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
The This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you fail to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialize in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, Navage.
You can hear about the cultural contributions and concerns of the Hispanic community in the Great Lakes Bay region on one of WSGW's new public affairs programs. I'm Larry Rodarte, publisher of Mi Gente magazine, and I'm inviting you to join us for Mi Gente On Air Sunday evenings at 8 p.m.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. And get back to our phones. Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur. Hey, back to your other point. Biden's not a uniter, so that's part of the problem. He says he was going to be, but he's not. I got a little something in common with you and your wife. My mother is Dutch by ancestry, and so we have a little connection with sauerkraut. Mother used to make
Dutch,
it as
let me ask, Dutch or
my mother.
Dutch
And
from
so
Al, Dutch as in the country, Holland, or Pennsylvania Dutch?
Yeah.
Which,
Yes.
Holland?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 'Cause my wife is Pennsylvania Dutch.
The Netherlands. And anyhow, my mother used to make that as, so I have childhood memories of that. Now, Grandma never made it, but I think she couldn't see us little kids. She fed us the fruit salad that was fermenting. But so we had other things, but my cousin Mark got the crock from the making the sauerkraut mix. So I know it's in our family heritage.
Oh yeah.
And he wanted that. So maybe he had it. Maybe Grandma fixed it for him. I don't know. But so it's in our family heritage. So I have some childhood memories.
Good.
It's an acquired taste.
Oh yeah, you got that right.
And we had it with sausage and sauerkraut. And so you only have it once or twice a year or something like that. So it has some memories that are connected to us.
Yeah. All right.
And that's where I get that.
Yeah,
So,
great.
But so we have a little bit of a connection there. And
It's a different kind of Dutch, but it's a different kind of Dutch, but it's a connection.
It is a different kind of Dutch, but some of that comes from the Germans too, because they.
Well, that's where the Pennsylvania Dutch
have a
come from.
connection with that too. So.
Yeah, that's where the Pennsylvania Dutch comes from the German.
Right.
All right,
But
listen. Have a
the
happy
other
New
ones
Year.
had it too, so.
Have a happy New
Well,
Year
thank you.
and all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
happy New Year, sir.
See?
Thank you very much.
You bet. Bye bye now. And let's go to Sheridan and talk to Carol this morning. Carol, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Last night on PBS, there was a show called Earth Emergency, and it was very, very, very interesting. I hope they rerun it. If everybody gets a chance, they really should watch it with an open mind. It was really, really well done. And anybody that thinks that climate change and that is a big poo-poo, it's worth watching. It's very, very interesting and very well done. And as far as the sauerkraut, we used to make a lot of kraut. And if you make some little weenies like coins and fry them in butter and then put some kraut on it and put it on mashed potatoes, it's wonderful. It sounds terrible, but
Okay.
it's very, very good. And it's very good for you too. Although for the fermented things, you should eat it raw. So you should buy it, raw or eat it raw. And so when you can it, and then you take the rawness out of it.
Yeah.
But,
all right. Well, you have a happy New Year and all of that.
Well, you don't like sauerkraut, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Really?
Nope. Never have been.
Oh, I thought everybody liked sauerkraut.
No, they don't. Well,
it's fun to work, because you got to keep skimming it. You
Yeah.
have to keep the mold off.
that I know.
You have to keep the mold off, and then you have to wash the rock and the cheesecloth that you put on the top of it.
All right. Well, I'll keep those memories in mind. Thank you.
But you got to use fresh cabbage. You got to use
absolutely.
You can't get old cabbage.
Wouldn't want to do that. No.
No, that ruins it. You got to get it that day.
All right. Happy New Year, Carol. We'll talk to
you're
you
welcome.
next year.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. And Jamie is in Colin. Jamie, good morning.
Hi, Art. Can you hear me there?
I've got you.
Okay. Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
My comment on the story of the year is probably the economy, which is kind of booming right now, and the inflation that it's kind of brought with it. I see a lot of stories on that all the time. Well, especially on social media. Anytime gas goes up a nickel, people are crying about inflation. But I am glad gas now I've seen, at least in the Bay City, so it's come down a long way.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to stay there, but we'll see.
Well, they say it's not. I bought gas yesterday at $2.97, and Dave Maurer at the station told me that somewhere out in the thumb it was $2.77, and I went, "Whoa, that's really low."
Yeah, well, Bay City it's $2.77.
Oh, was it really? Came down that far, huh?
No, yeah, it's really been down in the 270s in Bay City for a 3 weeks.
No kidding.
But, just on the east side, the west side is more like 290. So I don't know what the difference is, but that's how they do it.
I don't know either.
But I'd also like to comment on a couple of your past callers. Of course, everything that's going on in the world. Obviously, they're not happy with a Democrat being in office. But I will say, the one thing somebody complained about the news media being so, terrible and blah, blah, blah. That started 30 years ago with Rush Limbaugh when he was throwing,
no, actually not.
rocks at, mainstream media. He started that mainstream media.
Yeah, but see, he was not. Yeah, but it all started with the 24-hour news cycle when CNN came along, because all of a sudden these networks that came along had to fill time. And instead of filling time with news, which they couldn't do, they just didn't have enough, they started these talking head programs. Rush Limbaugh came along. There's a little history here. Rush Limbaugh came along right after Congress failed to codify the Fairness Doctrine, because now it allowed controversial conversation without having to go out and find every single opponent, because the answer was they could call in if they wanted. He found an audience who thought their side of the things had not been represented for years. He provided them a voice. Did that further some divide? That might have been in terms of talk shows. In terms of talk shows, maybe. But you have to understand this, though, Jamie, and follow this now. Okay. We were a country of about 320 million people then. he talked to about 20 million people. So
Right.
out of the 20 million people he talked to, 99.9% of them agreed with him going in. Who is he influencing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand there's some of that, but now it's become, I mean, from Rush Limbaugh has blossomed to the Fox Newses and the Breitbarts, and I can name 20 of them.
Well, wait. The other side will name the CNNs. You know that, don't you?
Name me more. Yeah, that CNN and
The prime.
and, MSNBC, I guess it is, but name me some more.
Well, a lot of them feel that NBC,
You
ABC,
can't.
and CBS lean that way too, but
That's
I don't
not
think they
true,
do
though.
to
You
the
go look
not to the extent that CNN does.
No, but you go look at the website that looks at whether you're either right or left bias at all the news agencies and the mainstream guys, the NBCs, the ABCs, they all kind of in the middle. Fox News, those guys way over on the right. CNN pretty much on the left. But I usually watch, the main guys, ABC, CBS, and obviously I listen to WSGW, which is a little bit right, but you're kind of fair. But anyway,
try.
I just don't. This has been, and in the last 5 years, obviously Trump attacked the media relentlessly, especially any of the media that didn't agree with him. But of course, he watched Fox News 24 hours a day and communicated.
Well, we have to accept.
Communicated totally through them.
You got to accept. You have to accept this.
Any other news
you have to accept this fact about Donald Trump. Whether you love him or whether you hate him, he was a divisive figure. No two ways about that. And at times, I think he did it on purpose.
I agree with that.
Well, I know you would,
Yeah.
but I think he did it on. I think he did it on purpose.
good.
I think he did it on purpose just to rile the opposition, and that's his method. More power to him if that's what he wants, and if that's what the people want, then that's
but
fine.
it didn't do the country any good.
Well, that
it was
depends
good
on
for
now.
him,
You
but
see, now
terrible for
there
the
we're going to
country.
disagree because that depends on how you look at it. Because I don't look at that as what that did or didn't do for the country. I look at his policies. I say his trade policies did do the country good. If he would have been allowed to finish
I
the
don't agree
border,
with that.
you don't agree with what? His trade policies?
That the trade policies were good for us.
Oh, sure they were. We had fair trade agreements that we had free trade agreements that had nothing fair about them. We were the losers.
But the
Ross
other guys
Perot
just
was
came back
right.
at us then.
Ross Perot was right. When NAFTA came along, the great sucking sound was our jobs going to Mexico. And
I agree
Trump
with that.
Trump was somebody finally came along and tried to fix it. We have a new Canadian and Mexican agreement.
He just put a bunch of tariffs on the Asians, and then they just went around and said, okay, we're not going to buy your soybeans, so what do you have to do? Give a bunch of money away to the farmers.
But that's part of the world trade. That's part of dealing with it and
I
trying to
understand
fix
that,
it.
But you're saying you did a great thing for trade. I don't think
Well,
you did a great thing for trade
but
at all.
that's what makes a horse race. That's the opinion game. All right, Jamie. Hey, look.
Yeah, but I think okay. Take care, buddy.
You bet. I got to take a break. We'll be back. We're talking to Jamie. We come back. We'll talk to Mark and Gladwin. All ahead. Let me talk to you about my friends at Thalen. I want to take a moment to tell you about the brothers, Mike, Pat, and Joe. They run the Thalen dealerships. Mike has the Chrysler, Dodge, Ram truck dealership and Kia. And Joe has the Volkswagen, Mazda, Audi, and Subaru dealerships. And Pat has the Honda dealership. These three brothers continued their late father's tradition of serving the automotive needs of the region. They've been doing it for almost 45 years, and they do it well. The next time you're in need of a vehicle, you've got 9 or 10 different marks to choose from, and hundreds and hundreds of pre-owned vehicles besides. But most of all, you can deal with a dealership where the owners care about you, and they give you the best price possible because it's the right thing to do. So from Mike, Joe, and Pat, the Thalen brothers, as we round out 2021, they wish you a very, very happy new year and prosperity in 2022. We'll be back.
is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront South. A new year has arrived, and we thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Global flavors like Falafel Hut, Saigon Sandwich, and Creole Queens. Or Americans' favorites like American Bacon, Honey's Tasty Potatoes, and Divine Taste of Chicago. Or dive into some delicious sweets with Delicious Sweets Bake Shop, Rebecca's Bakery, or Mini Donut Delight Factory. Go shopping with Purple Sage Bead Store, Flowers by Roman, or Little Yarn Shop. So much to do inside the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. More events coming up. Need a rental space? Check out the Marketplace. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we hope to see you at the market.
Getting your guaranteed refunds with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get $1 delivery when you order on our app. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Want to hear how I almost got off the naughty list this year? I helped Sensei gazillions by having him download Capital One Shopping to his computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. You can download it too and save a bundle. You don't even need a Capital One card, and it's free. So why didn't I get off the naughty list? Turns out Santa's a stickler for naughty words. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
The WSGW Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
9, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and Mark is in Gladwin. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Hey, just before your last caller, this is not the topic I wanted to talk about, but Trump was, for 4 years, beaten on the head for Russia collusion on all media stations, which turned, they even hired some of the people that were like Brennan going on CNN. I mean, so that stymied for 4 years, you know.
A lot of what he tried to do. Well, and he didn't have a support of Congress. So, I mean, that was the downfall also.
Mm-hmm. The reason for my call was Biden's vantage point. I think he said we're going to lead from the horizon, and it's a new way of thinking. So leading from the horizon, Africa tried to tell us that the Omicron was coming out of there, but Biden said that he didn't know that was true or not. But we put a travel ban on Africa but I think 2020 moving in, I think we should change the vantage point on the horizon. I think Taiwan is going to get invaded by China, and I think Russia is going to go and invade Ukraine, both at the same time, which is going to put us flat-footed.
Yeah, that's that's a possibility. I think these conversations with Putin, though, I'm not so sure Putin is ready to make that move. I think he beats the war drums, but I'm not so sure he's ready to make that move yet. China, on the other hand, is a total unknown. I mean, I wouldn't trust China as far as I can throw them right now on anything.
Well, who took over North Korea? Because there's stories out there that Kim.
He's
5 days a morning where you.
He's still there. He's still there.
Is he?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's still there. There's been photos of him and all of that good stuff. There were rumor mills that he died, and there were rumor mills that he was terminally ill, and then he shows up in public. So I wouldn't count on much that comes out of North Korea at all. So, all right, I got to run because I'm out of time.
Missiles fly.
Yeah,
Oh, no
Mark,
problem.
got to
Take
run.
care.
We'll talk again. Thanks. Bye now. Paul, you have to call back next hour because we don't have enough time this hour, but we will be back to close out the hour right after these notes.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for and with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
I almost got off the naughty list this year. I helped Santa save gazillions by having him download Capital One Shopping to his computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. You can download it too and save a bundle. You don't even need a Capital One card, and it's free. So why didn't I get off the naughty list? Turns out Santa's a stickler for naughty words. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are... And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. Want to know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football? Click on the Sports Broadcast box on WSGW.com.
All right, we're heading up toward the top of the hour here on WSGW. We'll have news for you from CBS, also the local report. And then we'll be back with another hour of open phones as we talk about 2021 and 2022. I'm Art Lewis, and we'll talk to you right around the corner.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Daily COVID infections are breaking records every day. Just yesterday, the University of Minnesota's Michael Osterholm is urging vaccination.
This thrust with Omicron over the next 6 to 8 weeks is so significant. Please, just let's get us through this one. And then I think we're going to see a light at the end of the tunnel through the rest of the year.
Fears are growing. Correspondent Cami McCormick. With cases on the rise, this Los Angeles man hasn't left his house except to get a booster shot.
I didn't go anywhere. I don't really eat out because this is serious.
States are trying to get more PCR tests, but Dr. Charles Lerner in Dallas says at-home tests can be just as important.
And while that's useful from an epidemiologic standpoint for the state, it doesn't help an individual who wants to know, is it safe to go somewhere today or tomorrow?
The FDA has said at-home rapid tests may not be as effective, but they do provide results more quickly. Airlines have canceled another 1,000 flights today because of COVID-related staffing shortages. Worker shortages and heavy snow are making it hard to find basic staples in parts of the West. Paul Wilcox runs Lefty's Food Market in Seattle.
It's like breads, baked goods. They're really struggling just because there's a manpower issue, and then obviously the weather and how it impacts the roads, and then also we have to factor in the health piece of it too.
They're facing more severe weather on the other side of the Meteorologist Jeff Baradelli.
The southeast is the big threat. We could see another very big outbreak of severe weather with some pretty dangerous tornadoes.
A possible tornado touched down west of Birmingham, Alabama yesterday, damaging buildings and ripping down power lines. No injuries reported. Jeffrey Epstein's accusers are relieved. His friend, Ghislaine Maxwell, has been convicted on sex trafficking charges. Sarah Ransom, who was not part of the criminal case, tells CBS,
I'm pleased that she'll never be out again, ever, to hurt anybody else. And for that, I feel very pleased.
Ransom settled her case privately with the couple in South Africa. A choir singing at St. George's Cathedral in Cape Town, where the body of Archbishop Desmond Tutu now lies in state. People have lined up to pay respects to the Nobel Peace Prize winner ahead of Saturday's funeral. He died Sunday at the age of 90. Another tradition falls victim to the spike in COVID cases.
Tonight's Best in Show to the Pekingese.
Organizers have postponed the 146th Westminster Dog Show in New York. No new date set. Weekly jobless claims are down to a 52-year low. Dow is up 91 points. This is CBS News.
Looking for quality candidates this new year? Look no further than Indeed. Our new video interview tool takes the hassle out of virtual hiring. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
It only happens once a year, and guess what? Once a year is 3 p.m. Friday, it's Wall Files, end of the year pre-inventory sale. Everything is on sale in Saginaw at 5818 State Street. All hardware, 30% off. Wall Files is famous for Weber grills. Save on a limited selection of all in-stock grills. Get end of the year pricing at Bosch plows, Snow X salt spreaders. But remember, when they're gone, they're gone. Get special savings on all Honda generators at year-end discounted prices, as well as steel chainsaws and weed trimmers. Cub Cadet, Ariens, and Honda snowblowers are on sale too. Great savings on zero-turn riding mowers by Gravely and Cub Cadet. Get huge savings on select lawn and yard tractors from Cub Cadet. Don't put it off. Selection is great, but when these sale items are gone, they're gone. This is the sale everyone waits for. Get to Wall Files, 5818 State Street, Saginaw. Sale positively ends at 3 p.m. Friday.
It's the sound of a good deal into your ears.
I know you've been waiting a little bit longer than normal.
Jen's manicure spot needs an extra pair of hands.
Who's at the front desk right now?
Someone who's handy with everything from nail files to spreadsheet files.
Deidre's not coming in today, but we have that whole bachelorette party.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to hear how I almost got off the naughty list this year? I helped Santa save gazillions by having him download Capital One Shopping to his computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. You can download it too and save a bundle. You don't even need a Capital One card, and it's free. The naughty list? Turns out Santa's a stickler for naughty words. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 29 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Porcha. A huge jump in the number of coronavirus cases in Michigan on Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's Michigan News Network's Tony Ortiz.
The state health department says there were nearly 26,000 confirmed cases of the virus. The daily average of about 13,000 is a new record high for the state, beating the previous record of about 9,700 that happened more than a year ago. Since March of last year, when the pandemic started, Michigan has had more than 1.5 million cases. Last week, state health officials said they were expecting higher case numbers over the next 4 to 6 weeks, due mainly to holidays. There were also 338 deaths reported. Along with those higher case numbers, hospitalizations have also increased slightly over the past 2 days. Health leaders say more younger people are going into the hospital for treatment of the virus. Tony Ortiz for the Michigan News Network.
Police in Flint are looking for a suspect believed to be involved in a double homicide. 29-year-old Ronald Dendy Jr. is accused of shooting 2 people, causing their death on December 26th. The incident took place in the area of Fenton Road and 12th Street. Dendy is described as black, 6 feet tall, and 230 pounds with his hair in dreadlocks. He was last seen driving a silver Ford Fusion, which police found after the murders. He's considered armed and dangerous. Anyone within or Dendy's whereabouts can call the Flint Police Department or leave an anonymous tip with Crime Stoppers at 1-800-422-JAIL. The Federal Aviation Administration has provided MBS International Airport with a 5-year, $7.8 million grant through the new federal infrastructure bill. The funds will be primarily used for a snow removal equipment facility, according to airport officials. They say the current facility is barely large enough for the airport's snowplow truck, which needs its plow removed before it can be driven inside. The facility is estimated to cost around $4.5 million. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Tough loss. Any questions?
Coach, why was your 11-year-old niece playing center in the second half?
She was our best option.
So it's not because you wanted to end the game to go to Big E Sports Grill.
The place with 30 beers on tap?
Yes.
And a 1-pound wet burrito that's to die for? No comment.
You headed to Big E Sports Grill now?
Yes. I mean, no comment.
Big E Sports Grill in Midland. We're a bunch of bar raisers and grill seekers. For specials, visit BigESportsGrills.com.
Keep the Saginaw Children's Zoo in mind while you shop for your holiday gifts. Visit our website to purchase a membership. Have a wild holiday and bring a gift from this season. Stay connected to what is happening at the Saginaw Children's Zoo by visiting our website at SaginawZoo.com.
Saginaw Children's Zoo. How do you do?
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. About 200 deer are expected to be called as part of a deer management program in the Lansing area. The Lansing State Journal reports the call in Meridian Township was and run through late February. It will take place in select township parks, land preserves, and on private property where consent is given by the property owners. Police officers will use firearms for the deer call during the evening and overnight hours when parks are closed. Parks will remain open from dawn to dusk. Township Police Chief Ken Plaga says the program is an effort to protect people from injury and property damage in vehicle crashes that involve deer. New information released this week shows the state paid out more than $8 billion in bogus unemployment of 2020. Here's Brooke Allen.
The 12-page report prepared by Deloitte found that between March 1st, 2020 and the end of September this year, as much as $2.8 billion was paid to claims involving likely imposter fraud and an estimated $5.7 billion paid to claims involving likely intentional misrepresentation fraud. Most of the money paid through federal pandemic assistance programs and not state dollars. To date, 54 Michiganders have insurance fraud by either state or federal authorities, with 37 cases pending. New Unemployment Insurance Agency Director Julia Dale says that she's outraged and frustrated, but progress is being made. I'm Brooke Allen for the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We have overcast skies in the forecast as temperatures this afternoon warm into the mid-30s. Winds shifting to the east. Cloud cover tonight, lows drop to the upper 20s. South winds remain light. We have cloud cover for Friday, low 40s for your high. Friday night, chance for rain and snow showers. Cloudy skies, lows drop to the upper 20s, and we'll have winds shifting to the north in the overnight hours. New Year's Day, chance for some light snow accumulation. I'm meteorologist Mandy Falluber with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Right now, 27 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW Radio. Nice to have you with us on this 30th day of December. Our final show of the year tomorrow will be special programming. So we're taking this occasion to look back at 2021 and look ahead at 2022. What were the big stories of 2021, and what do you think is going to happen in 2022? And it'll be open phones, 989-752-6111 from Saginaw and Bay City. Elsewhere in the state of Michigan, it's 866-790-WSGW. Outside the state, use the 989-752-6111 number. And with that said and done, Paul is with us in Saginaw to start this hour. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. On the positive side for 2021, my top stories were the rise of Michigan and Michigan State football, and the victory of the Tampa Bay Bucks, and Go Brady Gronk and Antonio Brown for Pat Johnson. And I also like the music of Dua Lipa, a female performer. She was exciting to watch and exciting to listen to.
Okay.
And on the other side of the coin, a story in 2021 that will probably carry over into 2022. Pat Buchanan wrote an article in my Minnesota Church newspaper on December 16th, where he reports that the United States and NATO have broken every single promise and commitment to Russia regarding NATO expansion into Eastern Europe in return for Russian military withdrawal from all the Warsaw Pact nations in Eastern and Central Europe. He said that Ukraine is the only war not yet in NATO, and Putin said of Ukraine, which shares a border, language, religion, and culture with Russia, becomes a member of NATO, and it's used as a base for offensive weapons that can strike Russia in minutes. He said Russia will invade Ukraine and stop the threat. What do you think of that?
I think it's old news. It's been around a while. Nothing new about it.
Huh?
Nothing new about that.
Yeah, but I didn't know that Ukraine was the only nation in the Warsaw Pact that wasn't in NATO.
Oh, I thought everybody knew that. That's why Putin is up in arms.
Yeah, but Russia withdrew from all those nations in return that those nations wouldn't be included in NATO expansion in Eastern Europe there, and U.S. and NATO kind of broke their promise. So,
well, I do agree with one part of it, and that is that it will continue to be a story in 2022. And it'll be interesting to see if Putin actually does invade the Ukraine, how far he wants to push it. So we'll see. Time will tell.
Yep. Hey, I got one other quick question. I've had the Christmas fruitcake, and I don't like it.
Oh.
I heard now about the butter rum. That one is supposed to be number one out of the 5 fruitcakes. Have you ever had that one? Is it any good?
I do not go anywhere near anything that even looks like a fruitcake.
Me either, usually.
I am not a fruitcake fan at all.
On Johnny Carson last night, there was a lady from Texas who makes fruitcake, and hers was voted number one of the 5.
On Johnny Carson?
Yeah, the repeats
on
MeTV.
So hers was number one of 5 many years ago.
Right. Well, she claims she has cherries, pineapple, and peaches.
Oh, I don't even want to hear about it.
Walnuts.
I don't want to hear about it. I'm not a fruitcake fan. I don't go near them.
Christmas fruitcake either.
Any kind of fruitcake. Doesn't have to be Christmas.
I hear you.
All right. Take care.
All right. Have a good one.
Yep. Bye-bye now.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Yep.
Same to you.
Okay.
That is one thing I absolutely don't indulge in. Fruitcake. Oh, I just don't like it. And I think most of it is I really don't like that candied fruit that's in it. But anyway, I'm not alone. I know that. Oh, yes, indeed. Anyway, line's open for you. Carl is in Saginaw, so let's move on to Carl. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art, and Happy New Year.
Same to you.
A couple weeks ago, you said something to the effect of, you can only listen to so much news, and then it's just too much, in a day or in a week.
Yeah, and let me explain that. primarily because it gets repetitive. And once I've heard it once, and once I've heard it twice, and once I've heard it 3 times, I've heard it. Enough's enough. So I have to tune out for a while. I need to do that anyway, because in what I do, I'm constantly in. Sometimes you got to step out.
Right, and so you have an obligation, to keep informed, and but too much is too much, and I hope you can take this the right way. Since your show has gone to 2 hours a day, I've tried to listen, and I feel if I'm a caller that I should listen, and I should. Other people are saying, but it's just art. It's just because. It's just, like you said, there's a lot of repetition. And
yeah, well, I understand.
And, it's like it goes till 11 in the morning. To me, that's, half the day is over by 11 o'clock in the morning. I just wanted to tell you, I think I'm going to take a break. So, if I don't call in for a while, it's just, I just need a little break for a while.
Well, listen, I fully understand that, Carl. I fully understand that.
Yeah, I just.
I mean, it's true of anything in life.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
what you
I
need to
didn't-
do
I
is
didn't
take a
wanna
break.
just-
What you need to do is take a break and cuddle up with the new puppy.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't want to just disappear. And
No, I understand.
fall off
Listen, that's, you tune in when you want, and you tune in. That's what radio is all about. That's why there's an off-on switch and a dial. And then we fully understand that.
Yes, and I appreciate the pushback, you gave earlier this morning, about not all Democrats are terrible people.
Of course. I mean, that's ludicrous. That's where, you see, this is where I call it political blindness comes into play. When you only look at things through political eyes, then everybody on the other side looks like a bad person to you. And that's simply not true. It never has been true. It's not true today, and it won't be true tomorrow. To take a big paintbrush and paint everybody because they're a Democrat, they don't care. That's nonsense. In the same way that you take a brush and paint all Republicans not caring is nonsense. It's just, we have become so polarized in our speech and in our thought. It's where we've ended up, and that's too bad. We need to come back. We need to pull back from it a little bit, a lot, as a matter of fact. But I don't see that happening because the political climate today is such that negative advertising is everywhere. And why? Because it works.
It works.
That's it. You don't think you get all those robocalls because they don't work. Somebody's saying yes somewhere along the line. And that's true of political robocalls too. If they put out 100,000 robocalls and they get a 2% response, that's 2,000 people they just picked up. So
yeah, and it's not necessarily to make you vote, more like just to make you give up and stay home. Most of the messages
in some cases, it works both ways. It works both ways. So
okay.
All right, my friend. Happy New Year and all that stuff.
Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you.
talk to you. Take care. Bye-bye now. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111. 989, of course, before that, and 866-790-WSGW inside the state of Michigan. As we come to the end of 2021, I want to offer up my thanks to someone who I do business with, and that's Tom Soreski, my insurance agent. And for 2022, I'd like you to think about giving Tom a call and becoming a customer. He represents Allstate, and I've been an Allstate customer since the 70s because they're always there for me. And Tom and his staff are always there, and they're knowledgeable. And best of all, they listen. They don't just shove something on the table and say, hey, buy this. They listen, and then they provide me the advice and the plans I need to fit my situation. And they are knowledgeable when they do that. They can protect your home, auto, motorcycle, RV, boat, motorhome, rental property. Even if you're a car collector, how about that classic car you've been working on? Take specialty insurance, and they've got it through Haggerty Insurance. Tom can also provide pet insurance for your dog or cat, specialty insurance for event coverage like weddings. And they also serve the business community with Allstate supplemental health benefits. So do as I do. Shop locally as you begin 2022, and maybe you be looking for a new insurance agent. Call Tom Sereski, 989-497-0300, or stop in his office at 6185 Tittabawassee Road, Suite 4, just west of the railroad tracks in Saginaw Township. Tell him I sent you, would you? Remember this, you're in good hands with Allstate, even better hands with the Sereski Agency, and Tom Sereski and his staff wish you and yours a very, very happy new year.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palettes, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
All right, listen up, people. Sean Avery. Alcohol, chances are at some point you've been hungover, torn up in the Hurt Locker. Well, here's a little secret. Goody's hangover powder relieves pain fast, helps wake you up, and it tastes good. I'm not kidding around. You got a case of ginfluenza, bourbonitis? No problem. Get Goody's hangover powder. Real medicine for real hangovers.
Goody's Hangover, aspirin and caffeine in powder form. Place on tongue and take with water. Hangover responsibly. Find it at Dollar General.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open flat. The job market continues to hold up despite variant of COVID. There were 198,000 new claims for unemployment benefits last week. The number is down from the week before and fewer than expected. Citigroup analysts say the level of new claims is settling down a bit below pre-pandemic levels, an indication of the continued tight labor market. Johnson & Johnson shares are higher following a report in South Africa that found its COVID-19 booster up to 85% effective at preventing hospitalizations caused by the Omicron variant. And Kroger shares are getting a boost from the company's plans to buy back $1 billion worth of its. At your Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
When Natalie was diagnosed with cancer, she took control of her health. When Natalie wanted to help other people with cancer, she became a doctor. When Natalie wanted to make quality care affordable, she became a researcher. When Natalie's patients needed innovative treatments, she found them. Conquer Cancer supports researchers like Dr. You can conquer every cancer for every patient, everywhere. Cancer research saves lives. Learn more at conquer.org. That's conquer.org.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Now, a WSG memorable moment.
This is the 50th year anniversary of Woodstock coming up. And just announced, if you regret you were not around for Woodstock, there are times I'm glad I was not around for Woodstock. Well, I was alive, but I certainly wasn't available to go and attend.
But the music was cool.
Rhino Records has come up with a way to relive the festival in real time. It's created a near complete reconstruction of the concert, a boxed set called Woodstock, Back to the Garden. The definitive 50th anniversary archive is coming out. 38 CDs, 36 hours long. Well, this full box set is coming. Will cost you nearly $800.
Ouch. A lot of people bring back memories, and if they were there, they might want to pay $800 to... Yeah.
Maybe because they don't remember it to begin with.
Exactly.
So this would be a way for them to relive it.
This is what I missed. I didn't know this band was there.
We must be in heaven, man. The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. The Saginaw Spirit play here.
Duhart's got it, lefty shooter in on the left wing, dusts it off, shoots and scores! Duhart, game winner! Spirit in the shootout, 4-3.
Tune in tonight for Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit hosts the Sioux Greyhounds at the Dow Event Center, and you can hear complete coverage beginning at 6:50 p.m. on 100 Radio WSGW. And great seats are still available for tonight's game at the Dow. Visit SaginawSpirit.com for more information.
Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on WSGW.
All right, we're back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Open phones for this final program of the year. Tomorrow there'll be special programming on. Jan is in Essexville, so we'll say good morning to Jan this morning.
Good
Hello.
morning, Art.
Hi, Jan.
I was talking to a friend yesterday, and they said a change in Social Security payments. And I was wondering, have you heard anything about it?
Well, the change is the increase because you got...
No, not that. They said they're changing your time date that you get your social.
I have not heard about... No, I have not heard about that.
She said she got a thing on her phone, and they're changing the date. And
What kind of a thing on her phone did she get?
She a message
From whom?
in the Social Security,
Not likely.
and then her daughter. She didn't hear anything about it,
No.
and so she called Social Security. We're changing the dates on your social, and I'm going. I didn't hear anything like that.
No, I didn't hear a thing about that. Nothing at all.
No.
I got my
Okay.
notice of...
Well, if you do, put it on the air.
Oh,
okay?
we would, absolutely. If we got it,
Yeah.
that would be a news story, to say the least.
Yeah, I know.
But if you get some message on your phone, don't trust it. Social Security
Yeah,
doesn't
well,
do that.
That's why I don't have a smartphone. So
You're smart that you don't have a smartphone. I got it.
okay, thank you.
Happy New Year, Jan.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye-bye
You.
now.
Bye.
And let's go up to Bay City, talk to Michael this morning. Michael, good morning. You're on the program.
Good morning.
Morning.
Господин Луис, желайте светлу Нову годину.
Say that again.
Господин Луис, светлу Нову годину.
I didn't understand.
That covers Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian, old Yugoslavian.
Oh, is that
Happy-
that's the name of a
New Year.
newspaper?
Nope. That is saying a Happy New Year to you.
Oh, I
Bosnian, Yugoslavian.
now I got you. Well, now do it again, because now I'll understand what you're saying. So how do you say it?
Gospodin,
Go ahead.
Gospodin,
Yeah. Which one is that?
Lewis. Gospodin means Mr. Lewis is your last name.
Right.
Želim
Yeah.
means I wish you Happy New Year. Sretnu Novu Godinu.
Well, I can only do it in English, but Michael, happy New Year to you too.
All right, thank you very much.
You really had me for a second there. I wasn't sure what was happening, but that's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You can double check. That's for real.
What's your? If I can, let me ask what your heritage is.
I was born in Bosnia,
You were born in Bosnia. When can I ask? When did you leave?
1968.
And that was, let's see, 68. So that was
Well,
that was before the
20 years
strife,
ago.
wasn't it? That was before the strife, wasn't it? Before the war?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were way before the war.
Yugoslavia, they split up in
Right,
late
right.
80s, 90s. Yeah.
Right. Well, we're glad
I
you
was
chose to
only-
come here.
Yes, I was only 16 when we emigrated here. Yeah.
Mm. Well, we're glad you're here, and thanks for listening, and thanks for calling, and Happy New Year in my English.
Sretnu Novu Godinu. Happy- We'll talk to you again.
Thank you, my friend. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And let's continue on. Gene is in Bay City. Gene, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Listening to the lady, I just got in the mail yesterday from Social Security about how much my raise was going to be.
Yep.
And it
going to come around the same exact date that it always has.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was on paper, regular.
Yeah,
like
from the social.
post.
Yeah, I got the same thing, and
Okay.
I had not heard of anybody talking about any kind of date changes.
Right.
So
On a completely different subject, I always gave money. I can't think of the initials, but the major humane society countrywide.
ASPCA.
Right. Thank you. Has anybody ever heard of them helping somebody?
Helping them do what? I'm sorry, I missed part of that.
Giving money or help to somebody in animal control, whatever, ever in our area.
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I don't know if they grant to local animal controls or not. I have heard. I thought in the past I heard that they had worked with or cooperated with. I don't know if it was a Bay County one or I'm not sure. But I honestly I can't answer that question. I don't know if they've ever granted or not.
Well, I wonder about that, and I just like to say, if people, have cash that they want to give to the Humane Society, they should give it to our locals, because then for sure that it's actually that's not lining somebody's pockets, but that it's going to help.
I would say this: the one thing with organizations like the ASPCA, which is a big national organization, it's not lining anyone's pocket. The question is, do you see the benefit of it coming back here?
Right.
And so I would suggest that you give locally first, and if you have some left over, then you want to give to the ASPCA. That's fine. They're all over television trying to raise money right now. The big national organizations are all over.
Well, as I say, I wish people would give locally, because I know in our area we need it.
Yep.
My friend, a little squirrel kind of clipped running across the road by a car, and it was hurt, but not really bad. But my friend, she's so big-hearted towards animals, and she called all over trying to find a vet or somebody that would take care of that little squirrel, and she could find nobody. The only answer she got was they would put it to sleep for free.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't hurt that bad. So anyway, she put it under her porch because it couldn't climb a tree, and with a bunch of straw, and she's feeding it, and it's been a week and a half, and it's getting better. Kind of sad.
Well,
that,
it's a different. You have to understand. It's a different world when you start dealing with wild animals. And that's the squirrel. I know we all love them. We see them. They're all over the place. We have a bunch of them around here that live on our property, but they're considered wild animals, and most vets won't.
But it seems like in the olden days, I used to have Dr. Zimmer in Bay City here, and then he retired, and a lot of these men, veterinarians, retired, but they used to seem to be more compassionate, understanding, and helpful in situations where these young women, I hate to say this, being a woman myself, but it just seems like these women veterinarians that have taken over don't seem to have the heart. They seem to be in it strictly for the money. And
I hope you're wrong.
To say that, but I took a kitten in that I found, a stray kitten there a couple years ago, to the woman vet out on Center Road here in Bay City.
Right, yeah.
Cost me $200. She ran a bunch of tests. Can't afford to throw $200 away, And anyhow, the kitten got quite a bit better, but it's still, it wasn't quite perfect. I called up to get the prescription renewed, and she wouldn't renew it. She said I had to bring it in again. Well, I can't afford. Most people can't. To be spending $200-300 on a stray kitten. But anyway, it got better.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
and it was fine. But I just think it's really too bad.
Well, I
that
hope
people are in passion for animals and people that they're all in it so much for the money.
All right, Gene, listen, we appreciate your calls and have yourself a happy new year.
Thank you. Same to you.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to Don and Saginaw and more on the Art Lewis Show.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to gas. Use promo code RACE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code RACE for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code RACE.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you fail to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief. Let's find you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialize in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses by putting their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Michigan Wolverines football is on WSGW.
Down the sideline. Touchdown,
Michigan, 67 yards. Back to McNamara. Throwing deep. He's got Johnson in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. Pressure coming. Here it comes. It's sack time. Aiden Hutchinson. McNamara gives it the scores untouched.
The magical season for the Big Ten champion Michigan Wolverines continues when the Maize and Blue battle number 3 Georgia in the college football playoff semifinal. Tune in December 31st with coverage beginning at 6:30 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Medicare Choices of Saginaw, Forward Energy, Wolf Isles Ace Hardware in Saginaw, Schaefer and Beerline, Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, Lingle Equipment Company in Saginaw, and Big East Michigan takes on Georgia live December 31st at 6:30 on 790 News Radio WSGW.
The Wolverines play on WSGW. This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you and back to our phones. Don is in Saginaw. Don, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Lewis. How are you this morning?
We're doing well.
2 quick points. Number one, I'll be listening to you tonight with the Spirits game while I'm watching the Pittsburgh MSU game. And the other thing, on the woman about the Social Security, I applied for Social Security a year ago, May, and I didn't know this change was coming this soon, but I got in that change back in 2020. All they did, if your birthday is the 15th or the 16th or later, your check comes on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. The 1st to the 15th, it stays on the 3rd like it always was. And the only thing on my statement, it just said what the increase was, because mine is already coming on the 3rd Wednesday of the month, and it's been that way since day one.
Yeah, mine comes on the 2nd Wednesday of the month.
Well, they told me if my birthday was, because mine's on the 18th, they said because I was past the 15th, I wouldn't get it on the 3rd. Which to me, I mean, it was no big deal.
What do you mean the 3rd? What do you mean? What do you
all.
mean by the 3rd? You mean the date, the 3rd?
Well, the original ones, remember, even back when I was a kid in the 60s, everybody, they always said all the old 3rd to get their check.
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen that way now. Now it's on the, I think it's like the 2nd and 3rd or 2nd and 4th Wednesday, but it depends. It does depend on your birthday because I get my birthday's early in a month, and I get my check on the 2nd Wednesday of the month.
See, my birthday's the 18th, and I get mine on the 3rd Wednesday.
Yeah, right. My wife gets hers the same way.
That's what she was talking about. That's the only change that they're doing because.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean,
because I was already getting it later anyhow. Mine
Yeah.
just said what the increase was.
Yeah, exactly. Mine too. The date changed. They've not changed the formula for when you get the check. That hasn't changed. You get it the same way you always will. I get it the way I always did, and so forth. So I don't. You really have to be careful when people leave you messages on a phone.
Well,
I don't
think that's
trust
what
any
she
of
was
it.
Talking about though, maybe she was getting it early, and now they're changing it to where
No,
all
they're
these
not.
dates come into play.
They're not. You get it. Your date is set when you start getting your Social Security, and as far as I know, they haven't changed that. And it would be a major story if they did, because it would change how a lot of people get their money and everything. So that's why I really don't think anything's
The
changed.
amount you got,
That's
I
different.
think it just changed the date.
The amount changed, not the date. The
Well, my
amount,
amount went up.
yeah, everybody's did by 5.9%. That's the COLA.
Oh, I didn't think it was that much.
It was 5.9%. But also remember that Part B, Medicare, if you have Medicare, Part B went up a little bit to eat into some of that increase.
I don't get that for another couple of years, so.
Okay. Okay. Good enough.
All right, one more thing, please. Once the whole, don't ever stop playing the national anthem at noon. I'm out in front of my garage, and the neighbor's got a flag on his mailbox. I got my hat in my hand, listening to it at 11:59 every day.
All right. Well, we'll tell Terry Henney to keep it up. That's good.
All right, thanks. You have a great holiday.
You too, Don. Thanks a lot.
Enjoy the game tonight.
I will. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. All right, we'll take a quick break. Brenda, hang on. We will get to you when we return here on the Art Lewis Show.
I vaccinate because I want to protect my daughter.
I vaccinate because these diseases can be deadly.
Because of vaccines, we tend to think of disease and measles as things of the past, but they aren't. Michigan's children still get them and pass them on. Get the whole story at ivaccinate.org.
I vaccinate because I got the facts.
Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, the Franny Strong Foundation, and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File free.
Oh, Discover here to explain our cash back match. Here's how it works. We give you cash back for using your Discover card on the things you were going to buy anyway. Then we match that cash back in your first year. And that's why we call it Cashback Match. Now to recap and say cashback one more time. We match all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year automatically. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
dissecting the incomprehensible words of Joe Biden.
We're going to need another hour.
And a sharper scalpel.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Welcome back here on WSGW in Bay County. We find Brenda this morning. Brenda, good morning.
Hi, Art. Good morning.
Morning.
I'm actually in Saginaw County.
Okay.
The reason why I was calling is because the information I wanted to give out is for Bay County. The woman, I'm not sure if her name was Carol, speaking about her girlfriend who's had an injured squirrel.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually know an agency that I have gone out and solicited for donations, and we took them a whole bunch. They are in Bay County, and they're a rescue, and they help injured raccoons, squirrels, foxes, possums.
Really?
And yeah, and they got a kind of a catchy phrase: Wild Heart Wildlife Rescue.
Wild Heart Wildlife Rescue. I'm going to have to look them up.
Wild Heart Wildlife Rescue. Look them up on Facebook because I only communicated with them through private messenger, and then they had somebody locally in Saginaw that I took the donations to.
Okay.
And they're always in need, like in the spring, because they're real busy, like raccoons, the mother, parents get hit, and there's just the babies, or, possums, more animals.
So is this a treat and release kind of place?
It is.
Interesting.
And they're always posting pictures, and so they love donations. Specifically wanted to call because I heard that lady say she couldn't find anybody, and I've looked up their Facebook, and they've been wonderful. And if she can get connected with them in private message, the woman's name is Jen, and she connected me with someone in Saginaw where we dropped the supplies off, and they were so appreciative.
Wild Heart Wildlife Rescue. Okay.
I believe that's it. And it's Bay County. And just one more really quick kudos to the gentleman about the national anthem. I love it if I'm around when it comes on. I salute the flag out the window. And my daughter, who was visiting from Connecticut, she goes, Mom, they play the national anthem on the. Yes, they do. And I don't know why she was so surprised, but yeah.
Well,
wonderful. And Happy New Year to you.
Same to you, Brenda. Thanks for the info and thanks for calling.
Yep. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. I love that when somebody called up and had an issue and couldn't find anybody to take care of an animal. And you find out there's an organization out there, Wild Heart Wildlife Animal Rescue. We have to look them up, see what we can find out about them. Particularly since they treat wild animals. They're not the vet. They don't treat domestics. They treat the wild animals, the raccoons, things of that nature. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Dan is in Bay City. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Last week, we were talking about gas prices and everybody was just whining and crying as usual. And they blame Biden. Oh, my word, Biden, right? Brandon or whatever they call him. But I looked up the average gas prices in 2018, and the average was $2.86 a gallon. And 19 was $2.70 a gallon average price. So anyway, that's a little information for him. But the news story of everybody, I don't know if anybody mentioned it, was January 6th.
Yeah, I mentioned it early on as one of the stories during January. And it's
a story of the year. But how soon people forget?
It's pretty hard to forget it since they're continuing an investigation. It's in the news once in a while.
But I don't know. That's it for today.
All right.
Everybody have a good New Year.
You too, Dan.
We still have our guns, Art. We still all have our guns too.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
We still have Obamacare.
Yeah, you got that too.
And Mexico didn't pay for the wall.
No,
anyway,
instead we've got an influx that we have to deal with because they haven't stopped people from going through their country. You know what's interesting about Mexico? Here's what's interesting about Mexico. They have some of the strictest immigration laws in the world, except when it comes to people passing through to the United States. Then they seem to forget those laws.
Well, I hear a lot of whining about nobody wants to work. I think a lot of those people that walk thousands and thousands of miles to come to our country to do something better for themselves, they should look at them and hire them. Those are people who want to work.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the way I look at it. There's a legal way to do that. You can legally apply for asylum in this country.
Right.
And come into the country. They're not doing that.
Well, I don't know. I think they are.
I don't think so.
That's why they're camped on the other side of the border, and they just call them over.
Well, yeah. Now, whose policy was that to get Mexico to hold on to them?
That was a good policy.
And whose policy was it?
It was Trump's, and it still is in effect.
Yeah, it is. Well, it wasn't. It's now back in effect because it's one of the things that Biden got rid of when he came to office. Now he's put it back in again.
It's a good one.
It is a good one. All right.
To him.
Hey, Dan, happy New Year and all that good stuff.
Happy New Year.
You too.
Happy New Year to all those callers you got.
All right. You too, buddy. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Yep. And Randy is in Saginaw. Randy, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Art. I have a question for Dan and all the other Brandon folks out there. Who is it that shut down the pipeline immediately when he got into office last January?
Keystone Pipeline.
Yep. Pipeline?
Keystone.
Exactly. So that wasn't Trump policy. That was Biden policy. And maybe I should give Dan an economics lesson 101, supply and demand. Look it up. With less and prices go up. So that was a Biden policy. He can fool himself and say that it's not Biden. Bull puckies. Next thing, the gas prices, my heavens. Those weren't the prices around here average. They were not the average price around here. Those are the average prices out in California. So it's just funny, another leftist selection of information. They can fool themselves, but they ain't fooling the people.
Well, they ain't fooling half the people because the other half fully agree.
Well, How can you? Who shut down the pipeline?
I understand that. But don't you realize half the people wanted it shut down? I'm with you. I understand what you're saying. I understand.
You think half the people want to shut down?
Well, according to the election results, about half the people in the country are Democrats. So yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll choose to.
I didn't say. Now understand. I don't misunderstand me. I didn't say it was right. But you don't for a minute think that the overwhelming majority of the country thinks like you do. We're a divided country, a very divided country.
I think the news likes to make it look like we're divided.
No, we're divided.
I disagree, Art. I think we're more united than the people want to make
all right.
Seem.
Listen, Randy, I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I'm an optimist.
All right, good. That's
people
good.
People don't want these crazy policies.
All right, I gotta go because
by Washington. Have a great New Year.
You too, Randy. We'll talk to you in the new one. Thanks a lot. Bye now.
Take care.
Back to close out after these notes.
What you can't get anywhere else, get it at the Maytag store.
The Maytag store wishes you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Since 1946, the Maytag store has proudly served you in the Great Lakes Bay region and thanks you for 75 years of support.
The Maytag store invites you to come check out their selection of in-stock appliances right now with new inventory arriving weekly. See all the sizes, colors, and options you can choose from at any of their showrooms from brands like KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Amana, and Maytag. Take your new appliance home delivered by experienced professionals, saving your back and making sure your new appliance is properly installed.
Shop the Maytag store in Saginaw at 3800 Tittabawassee Road, in Frankenmuth at 477 North Main Street, the outlet store in Shields at 7400 Gratiot Road, or the Maytag store USA.com. Experience the Maytag store difference today.
But you can't get anywhere else. The Maytag.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Freeland Sports Zone. You can get half off of your 1-year adult membership. It's going to be $142. 1-year family membership. You are getting it for $252. The family membership includes parents and children 22 and under that live in the same household. These deals are also for new members only. Snag your deal to Freeland Sports Zone right now at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
The WSGW audio stream is presented by Midland Furniture Garage. Look online for MidlandFurnitureGarage.com.
All right, that does it for the first 2 hours of the Art Lewis Show. We are going to continue, though, with open phones right through Focus. No guest on Focus, so we'll just have open phones. So if you didn't get in on the mainstream, give us a call right after the news. Speaking of the news, CBS News coming up at the top of the hour, followed by the local report. After that, we'll be back with Focus, which will be a continuation of our open phones this morning.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Peter King in Orlando. Florida is one of many states reporting record COVID case numbers. And the CDC says as a whole, the country has done the same, with a 7-day average of more than 277,000 cases per day. University of Minnesota infectious disease specialist Dr. Michael Osterholm says it will get worse.
The surge is going to occur in the next 3 to 8 weeks. And it takes at least 14 days just from the time you've had that third dose, or with the J&J, that second dose, before you see
Africa study says the Johnson & Johnson booster can greatly reduce the chances of hospitalizations. FlightAware.com says close to 1,100 U.S. flights have been canceled today. Your CBS's Jim Krasula.
Airlines continue canceling and delaying hundreds of flights daily as they face staffing shortages because of COVID-19 outbreaks among workers. Debbie and Robert Laughlin flew back to Raleigh-Durham International Airport from Houston.
We were a bit nervous that our flight was going to get canceled as well, so we were trying to figure out a plan B.
You're at the airport and you just scream and cry and jump up and down, but that's not going to get you anything.
JetBlue is reducing its flight schedule by nearly 1,300 flights through mid-January.
Seattle SeaTac Airport has the most U.S. cancellations. That's mostly because of the big winter storm that's paralyzed parts of the Pacific Northwest. That storm is one of several factors that have brought the supply chain to a grinding halt there. Sunny Lee is a Seattle restaurant supervisor.
The pandemic has already hit us once with the shortage of a lot of stuff, and I felt like we were getting on a good track of getting everything, and then this whole snowstorm hit. And so it's like back to square one.
The guilty verdict in the Ghislaine Maxwell sex trafficking trial is getting praise from one of Jeffrey Epstein's accusers. Sarah Ransom was not part of the trial. Coerced into Epstein's sex ring in a new book. She tells CBS Mornings she's grateful for the other women who came forward.
I do feel vindicated, and I feel completely overwhelmed for a start. And I never thought this day would ever happen.
President Biden and Russian leader Vladimir Putin are scheduled to talk this afternoon. CBS's Jan Crawford says it's not expected to be a happy a chat dealing seriously with Ukraine.
The White House says it doesn't know why President Putin requested the call, but it thinks it's important for President Biden to engage with him one-on-one, especially when there are now upwards of 100,000 Russian troops gathered along the Ukrainian border.
The Dow is up 34, the NASDAQ up 63. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Deep breaths.
Mi's virtual meditation studio has never been busier.
Imagine not working.
They need a remote assistant to realign their scheduling.
Blank calendar. Sorry, back to your breath.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Make calls, schedule virtual interviews, and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
Cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and is at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. People affected by the Flint water crisis can begin filing claims for the settlement agreement starting next year. The agreement totals $626 million, funded by the state, the city of Flint, McLaren Hospitals, and Rowe Professional Services. Individual claims can be filed from January 12th to May 12th, 2022. A virtual town hall meeting will be held at January 6th at 6 p.m. to explain the claims process. Registration for the event is at flintwaterjustice.com. A helpline is also available for residents at 800-493-1754. Midland's New Year's Eve party, Midnight on Main, is moving forward this year. The annual event was canceled last year due to the coronavirus. It's proceeding as planned despite the surge in COVID-19 numbers statewide. The event will take place at Dow Diamond starting at 7 p.m. The event features both a DJ and the band Jedi Mind Trip. General admission and VIP tickets are available. Food, beer, wine, and mixed drinks are available, but the price of general admission. The event is for adults 21 and older. They're taking precautions to prevent the spread of COVID-19. For ticket prices and more information, visit midnightonmain.info or the event's Facebook page. Organizers in Bay, Midland, and Saginaw counties are receiving financial help from Hemlock Semiconductor. The Midland Area Honor Guard has been supporting families of deceased military members for more than 40 years. With the help of a Care Fund grant from HSC, the Honor Guard will be able to purchase new uniforms for its members to wear during funeral services. Demand for the Honor Guard services has increased in recent years as COVID-19 deaths have risen. In a typical year, the Honor Guard will perform between 100 to 110 funerals. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Retirement. Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier and empower your retirement. They talk about how a well thought out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services. Is offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Michigan has recorded all-time high COVID-19 case counts, reporting nearly 13,000 a day, which is almost a third more than the peak set more than a year ago. The two-day average is 12,920. 3,100 infections above the 9,800 from a single day in November 2020. The explosive growth comes as Michigan already grapples with a fourth months-long surge in which coronavirus hospitalizations, while lower from recent record peaks, remains high. New cases of COVID-19 have also soared nationally to their highest level on record, 5,000 a day, amid the arrival of the highly contagious Omicron variants. The new year is fast approaching, and while many people set goals for their careers or wait, others set goals for their homes. Here's Brooke Allen with this report.
Local real estate agent Michael Perno with the Perno team says if you're thinking about selling your homes, on the professionals.
Go to either a Home Depot or a Sherwin-Williams or a Lowe's that's closest to you and literally just ask the question, hey, what is your most popular paint over the last 60 days? And it may not be a color that you like, but if it's a color your buyer likes, that's where you're going to win.
Perna says the clean gray look with blue hues is becoming more browns are fading.
Michigan likely paid about $8.5 billion in fraudulent unemployment benefits over a 19-month period during the coronavirus pandemic, far more than previously estimated. According to a report released by the state, the figure reported comes at more than expected fraud losses in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Auditors have since reported the agency improperly paid $3.9 billion to claimants who were later deemed ineligible. New Unemployment Insurance Agency Director Julia Dale says she's outraged and frustrated, but progress is being made. The fraud rate is way down compared to early in the pandemic. GW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology forecast. We have overcast skies in the forecast as temperatures this afternoon warm into the mid-30s. Low northeast winds shifting to the east. Cloud cover tonight 20s. South winds remain light. We have cloud cover for Friday, low 40s for your high. Friday night, chance for rain and snow showers. Cloudy skies, lows drop to the upper 20s, and we'll have winds shifting to the north in the overnight hours. New Year's Day, chance for some light snow accumulation. I'm meteorologist Wsgw Weatherology forecast. Currently 28 degrees.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus. 5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome to Focus here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis from my second on Spirit Home studio. Focus brought to you by Roof Max, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about Roof Max online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. Roof Max with 2 X's. And this will be a continuation of our open lines from the previous 2 hours on this final show of the season for us, because tomorrow's special programming. So this is the last show of 2021 for me. So we thought we'd just continue the open phone format. And one of the people we're going to talk to is Pat, who's in the studio.
Yes.
Who was perfectly perfect on his prognostications this week.
Well, I don't like to brag about myself.
Right, but go ahead.
Let's just hope I'm right this week, because I picked both Michigan and Michigan State.
Yes,
to win,
yes,
so,
yes, absolutely.
Let's hope. I love that. And hey, we would love it here at WSGW if Michigan could get to the national championship game. That'd be
Absolutely.
Great. That would be fantastic. No, I just wanted to echo a sentiment. Who was it called in earlier about tuning out once in a while? Oh,
Carl.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't think there's anything, and you said it, you were talking about it too. I think it's actually healthy for the mind to get away from politics and get away from news for a little bit of at a time. You have to.
Absolutely.
Or else you're going to drive yourself, I think, insane. Really. Yeah. You will.
And that's one of the reasons. And we're going to try and do more of it next year. It's one of the reasons that we have guests on the show to talk about different topics.
Of course. Oh, yeah.
And it's one of the reasons we're looking at doing only a good news show once a week at some point in time, so that we don't, let's face it, we're inundated today. Social media, regular media, you name it, we get hit over the head with it all the time.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And that's what I said. I like to, the way I drop out sometimes is by watching some sports or by listening to my music.
Sure.
Or movies or whatever,
Me
or
too.
reading a book or whatever. Yeah.
Well, and I have,
whatever it takes.
I have my hobbies, for example. And, I build radio control boats and things like that.
Yeah.
So if I go down in the basement for an hour, that's an hour where my mind is concentrating on something entirely different.
Exactly. It's like, and that's why I like to take my dog out for an hour long.
There you go.
As well. Just mine. So yeah, I completely understand that. At the same time, though, I also implore everybody, and I don't care which side you are on, to stay engaged. So always stay engaged in one way or another, and don't completely drop out, because hey, this is our country, and
Absolutely.
we all have a say in it. So you want to be informed.
That's absolutely right. I absolutely, totally, 100% agree with you on that. I think an informed voter is the best kind of voter. Now, let's face it, everybody in this country has the privilege and the right to vote, and there's no requirement that they be up to date. I mean, let's face it, there are people that vote for politicians the same way they vote for football teams.
Yeah.
Gee, I like the color of the uniform.
Right.
I like the way he wears his hair, or she does this, not because of their policies. Well, I understand that. There are people like that.
Yeah.
But the more informed you are, the better decision you make.
Yep,
So-
absolutely. And I will say, I think two things. I'm just going to stick with the state of Michigan for this one, with these new district lines that have been unveiled for both the state house and state senate and congressional. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out in the 2022 election. I mean, we really don't know.
No, we don't.
I think we have to see there.
I think what is going to happen is that a lot of people in the state are going to have to learn about a whole bunch of new politicians that they didn't come in contact with before, because districts changed and those politicians have to move or shift. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting to see, but I think we also have to be cognizant of the fact it's going to be interesting to see how the legal challenges go.
No, that too, right. I will also note this though too. I think, and I would be mildly surprised if Gretchen Whitmer does not win, and I'll say this why. I'll explain why. I don't think the Republicans put up their best people, and that's telling me that they don't mind waiting another 4 years and then running when she's no longer on the ticket.
Well, but you don't know who's going to run against her yet when she's up for election. I mean, they haven't announced any. There's been a couple of candidates announced, but we haven't seen the big ones yet.
Right. Well, when Candace Miller said that she wasn't going to do it, and I remember her name was out there. That was the big name. And
that was.
I think she could have actually given Whitmer a challenge. But when I saw that she didn't want to do it, that was telling me that she was seeing some numbers and some money. And I think she was saying,
I don't know. We'll
maybe
see.
I'll just wait another 4 years.
They do say that the new district lines have moved the balance of power more to the left now, that Democrats will have a better shot at winning some of the Senate seats and things of that in the state Senate.
Right.
As far as majority control goes, it's probably going to be a while before they do that.
Yeah,
but at least they now have equal opportunity, according to what the pundits are telling us. So time will tell.
Time will tell. Right, that's right. And that's why I was just saying, we don't know. Politics changes and so quickly and so
as
fast.
The wind blows.
That's right. No, you got to take a break. I'll throw this out there though too. I'm with you, Art, that you and James Carville are always on the same page. And when you guys say it's the economy, right? It's always usually that's really what people vote with.
It really is. Pocketbook. It's the pocketbook.
And it's really which base is more fired up. And that's usually why you see in off-year elections, the party not in power, right?
Sure,
They
absolutely.
usually get that.
Absolutely.
I'll say this. I think there's one little wild card in here we could just throw in. And I don't know if anybody's really thinking about or talking about, but it is when the Supreme Court comes down with its decision about the Mississippi abortion law case. That could be a wild card in firing up one base or another.
Or both.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it definitely is going to fire them up. No two ways about that.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yep.
All right. Hey,
thank you, sir. Hey, have a happy new year.
You too, Pat. Thanks. All right. We will be back after these notes here on Focus.
This winter, pack away your snow shovel and put the back-breaking job of digging out on ice with a Honda Snowblower from Wolfile Ace Hardware in Saginaw. When there's snow in the forecast, don't sweat it. Put the chill on winter work with high-quality, quick starting engines with plenty of heavy-duty power. Let these snow blowers handle whatever old man winter dishes out, so you can turn mountains into molehills. And they're adjustable, so you can throw the snow where it needs to be, out of your way. Turn up the heat on snow and ice and see your way clear this winter with a rugged Honda Snowblower. Check out the complete line of Honda Snowblowers today. Think of it as driveway access insurance. See Wolfiles today during the year-end inventory reduction sale. Wolfile Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you failed to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialize in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, their tax problems to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDA.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSGW online poll, COVID in 2022. The last normal year really was 2019. COVID started in 2020, continued all of 2021. COVID talk continues in some individuals, among schools, businesses, entertainment, sports, government, and leading every newscast. Guidelines, mandates, personal freedoms, all being part of the conversations. What will happen in 2022? Our poll question, what do you think is going to go on? Will COVID remain dominant for another entire year? Will it not go away, but at least it's not going to be as dominating as it was in 2021? Or do you think at some point it would become nothing more than maybe just a story?
I think there's hope with the last one.
And that's maybe will be reflected in the answers. We want to know what you think is going to go on when you vote at WSGW.com. You scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and you can vote that way.
The WSGW Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you in the final moments here. So I thought I'd take a few moments here to make a few prognostications of my own of what 2022 will look like in various areas. We'll start with politics and get it out of the way. I do believe that the Republicans will wrest control of one or both houses of Congress. I think history shows us that the party in power loses power in the midterms. And I believe that that's going to happen this time around, too. They only need to lose 5 in the House. The Democrats only have to lose 5 to lose control, and only 1 in the Senate. So, from the political angle, I do believe that that Republicans will wrest control of both the House and the Senate. COVID, I do believe, because we're seeing it in these new, derivatives of COVID, like the Omicron, where it is more contagious but less viral. By that I mean you don't get as sick, not as many people die from it. I think we will begin to see the waning of COVID. Now, I don't believe COVID's going to go away. I don't believe COVID is going to be totally eliminated ever. I think its mutations are going to continue, and we will probably continue to have to get vaccinated for it in the same way we get vaccinated for flu. And that's my prediction for 2022, is that the CDC will come out with a recommendation that there be an annual vaccine for COVID-19 in the same way that there is for the flu. So that is my prediction on that. On the economy, unfortunately, I do not see inflation waning anytime soon. And as long as government keeps spending and the Fed keeps buying and printing money, it's not going to wane. So I think inflation is going to be with us for a while. Whether it stays at the level it's at for the entire year, I'm not sure about that. We may see some easing of it later on in the year, but initially, I don't think there's going to be a lot of change in inflation. And sports, save this one for last. because I think that the Tigers will start with the Tigers. I think they have the foundation and have done their homework to put together a winning franchise. Are they going to the World Series? Probably not. But do they have a chance to make the playoffs next year? I believe they do. The Lions, same situation. I think, first of all, Campbell is a good coach. He's come up against all kinds of injuries and illnesses and things of that nature, which have disrupted the flow. I do think the Lions have the foundation to be a good team, and I think they will be more competitive in 2022. Red Wings, same thing. They have shown spurts of brilliance. Pistons, I don't know enough about to give you an answer because I don't follow basketball that closely. So that's where we'll leave it. And we will leave you now. And before we do, we wish each and every one of you a very, very happy and blessed new year. We look forward to talking to you in 2022. And we'll be back to close out after these notes.
Hi, Eric Crane here with Crane's L&M Appliance Center. Save now with in-stock items that you can take home today. With multiple types of financing available, including 0%